Yes. Good evening, guys. So I am properly audible and visible to all of you. Yes, great, guys. Great. So I was checking that only. So, guys, now we are starting this session. This is a very important session actually, and this session is related to the revision strategy. Actually, the students who are going to prepare for any exam, when you are going to study the syllabus and going for the various test series and all, revision plays a very important role. Even if you have completed your syllabus in a wonderful manner, but if you are not going to revise, you cannot score well in the exam. So guys, that's why I thought for this kind of session where I can tell you based on scientific study that what are the timings for revisions and how many times you shall go for the revisions, why we need revision, and what are the various techniques of revision. So all these kind of discussion we are going to have in this session. So guys, just like and share the session to the others also, so that other student can also join. Yes, this is for every branch, guys. Yes, Bharat, this is for all the branches for sure. Yes, hello Midun, Nagaraju, Imon, Shubham, Mohammad Irfan, Bhanu, Bharat. Yes, it is for all the branches. So guys, now we are starting the session. So guys, definitely if you want to achieve first a single digit rank, my dear, for that definitely revision is going to be a must parameter. So we will be having a discussion on that, and this discussion is not a theoretical base. This is not like a motivation only. This is going to be a study based on scientific research and all. So this is going to help you practically. So my dear, this is some detail about me, those students who are looking me for the first time on this platform. So guys, this is some detail about me. So my areas of expertise are strength of material, theory of machines. These are the subject I am going to take. Good evening, Madhu, Jyoti Prakash, good evening. So guys, let us move further. So my dear, now this is about the GATE 2022 results. If you have seen, these are the good results of GATE 2022 from the BYJU'S exam prep. And guys, now I would like to inform you about 1-2 things, and then we will be starting the session. So my dear, the one thing is we are going with concept capsules now every week 2 days. For mechanical civil Tuesday, Saturday, for ECEE Sunday and Wednesday, for computer science Sunday and Thursday. Timing is generally 9 AM for that, and they are available on this channel only. So you can definitely watch this session. They are going to help you in GATE examination, engineering services examination, and also in the interviews. Yes, Madhu Vamshi, good evening. Abhijit, yes, hello. Okay, yes dear Cherry, that we will also discuss, so don't worry about that. First, let us start the session now. And guys, as I already told you, next week we are going to have a marathon on theory of machines, where we will be having a 2 hours marathon where we will discuss the number of questions from the complete theory of machines, simple mechanism, vibration, all the chapters would be covered. So it is going to be on next Sunday, and my dear, next Sunday means the upcoming Sunday. Okay. So guys, now let us see what are the various things we are going to discuss in this session. And my dear, very important things we are going to discuss. So what are the contents of this session? The very first thing we are going to discuss in this session is why we need to revise. What is the requirement of revision? Why we want this, my dear? What is the need for revision? This is going to be the first thing we are going to discuss. Then we will be discussing about the revision techniques. There are 2 types of techniques. One are active, other are passive. And when I will be telling you about both active and passive techniques, you will get to know that till now you were totally based on the passive techniques. You were not using the active techniques. Okay. Good evening, Gopal. So guys, next we are going to discuss is going to be active techniques in detail. Then we will see the passive techniques in detail. And at the end, we are going to discuss Parkinson's rule and 80-20 rule. And if you're going to follow these rules, your preparations, your revisions are going to be perfect. So guys, we will be talking about these techniques, what they are. So as I said, this session is based on the scientific study. So there is nothing like just motivation. It is going to be a scientific research based study, which is going to help you in your revision. Yes, Abhijit, on YouTube only for theory of machines. Whatever I have told you, this was for YouTube only. So guys, now let us see one by one all these things. First of all, we will see why we need to revise. So my dear, for that I am showing you a wonderful curve, and that, as I already told you, that it is a study based curve. So my dear, this is a curve which was given by Sir Herman Ebbinghaus, that is given as the name of forgetting curve. So this curve is telling us that in general, for how much time our brain is going to retain the things what you're going to learn. Let us say you have just attended a class from 7 to 9. So up to which time you will be remembering this? So my dear, this is telling you the forgetting curve. So my dear, we are having a brain which is having a very big capacity. It is not like 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB. No, it is a very big memory. We are going to remember a lot of things from our childhood until it is going to be our, you can say, our study part, our college education and other life, complete life. We are remembering a lot of things in our life. So it is going to have a very big memory, but my dear, it is having a function that memory is getting erased with the time. And that is good thing also, because in our life we have some very good experiences, some very bad experiences, and it is always said that time is going to help us with the bad experiences, because we forget with time. And that is how we can live a happy life even when we had some bad experiences, because we forget all the things with the time. So my dear, this curve is a very much practical one, and with a very big mass, the experiments were done, the study was done. So definitely my dear, when we are talking about this curve shows us that at just you have studied something, you have just attended the classes, you will be having 100% retention. Then after 20 minutes, you will be having around 50 to 60%. Then after some time, you will be forgetting more and more. And within one day, you will be left with hardly 30% of what you have studied. So you would be remembering only 30% of what you have seen. Yes, Gajodhar, good evening, dear. So you would be having only around 30% after one day. And then my dear, along with the number of days, like you can see, this curve is once again going towards. After 31 day, my dear, you will be reaching to less than 20% of the thing you have just seen. So my dear, because we are forgetting the things with the time. So my dear, when we are forgetting the things with the time, so there is the need of revision. Because if you have studied anything today and it is the part of the course of your GATE exam or ESC exam, so my dear, for qualifying those GATE examination, engineering services examination, my dear, you need to retain all the things whatever you are learning, at least some important formulas, some important curves, some important note points. Those you need to remember, then only you will be able to solve the exam. So my dear, what I want to say here is, so if you are forgetting with the time normally, then my dear, we need to revise. That is the revision requirement. Yes, Bharat is saying something, sir, this method is definitely to get, definitely dear, whatever I will be telling you about the techniques of revision, they will help you to secure a single digit rank. Okay, but right now I was telling you the requirement of revision. Why you require revision? Because you are forgetting the things with the time, and this is an experimental curve where a study have been performed for a very big group of peoples, and whatever the results they got, that is been plotted on y-axis. You are going to have the percentage of information retained. On x-axis you are having number of days. So within 1 month you forget generally all the things. Only 20% retention is there without revision. Okay, so this is the curve we are talking about without revision. So my dear, then we will move on. Yes, Abhishek, thanks for that. So my dear, now we are going to say when to revise, and we also want to see the frequency of revision. So my dear, the result, whatever you have seen in the previous curve, this is going to be the solution for that curve. And if you see this solution, my dear, so guys, just like and share the session. We are going to see a session where we are talking about all the studies which are being performed based on revision, and we will see the techniques of revision also. So my dear, if you see this, this is the answer to the previous curve, that if we are forgetting with time, we need to revise. But my dear, how many times we need to revise? After how many days we need to revise? So my dear, how many revisions are required if we have exam after 6 months? If we have exam after 8 months, how many revisions are required for that? And when we shall go for the first revision, when we shall go for the second revision, when we shall go for the third revision. So this curve is going to give you all the things related to that. So my dear, on the very first day when you have learned something, let us say you are studying some of the topic and you attended the class, you are retaining 100%, and as per the forgetting curve, you will start forgetting the thing. So my dear, if you are just going to revise, if you are just going to revise within the same day, you are going to once again make the level of retention to be 100%. So first is required same day you have studied. Is it clear? Yes. Yes, Divyansh. Good evening, dear. Then, my dear, definitely once again the forgetting curve will be doing its function again, and you will once again start forgetting the things. So second revision is required within the third day. So my dear, for the same day, whenever you are studying, first revision required on the same day, second revision should be there between the 3 days. So between the 3 days, second revision is required to retain it once again to the 100%. Then my dear, third revision should be within a week. And my dear, after that, fourth revision should be within a month. And fifth revision should be within 6 months. And if you are doing in this way, my dear, any exam you will be giving, generally the time gap is lesser than 1 year only. So these are the 5 revisions. So that kind of frequency for revision is required if you are really aiming to single digit rank, because for that you need 100% kind of retention. And my dear, that is the curve which is answer to the forgetting curve. Please tell me, guys, are you getting it or not? So guys, just like and share the session. I want more and more students to be in the session, because this study, this kind of things, this kind of session where we are looking for the revision techniques is going to be helpful for everyone. So if you are going for any exam, whether it is GATE, ESC, BARC, ISRO, DRDO, for all the examination, my dear, this is something which is required. Even if you are doing some business, then also you need to remember some kind of thing. So what is the frequency? What kind of retention you can have? That is what we are talking about. So guys, let us move further. So my dear, this was the first thing when we were discussing about forgetting curve and when we shall revise about the frequency of revisions. Now my dear, we are talking about the second thing, that is the revision techniques. So my dear, when we are talking about the revision techniques, I already told you there are 2 revision techniques. The very first revision technique is going to be active technique. And my dear, the second technique is going to be the passive technique. So my dear, there are some techniques which comes under this category which are active technique. There are some techniques which are coming under the passive technique. Do you have any idea what are the active techniques, what are the passive? If you have any, you can definitely write in the comment section. I would like to know what kind of information you have about the revision techniques. So my dear, today I will be giving you proper idea about active and passive techniques. But I would like to tell you, right now, till now, whatever the techniques generally students are preferring, they are more or less passive techniques. So this is what you need to introduce in your revision style, in your preparation journey to get a very good rank, because my dear, it is going to make the things very easy for you. Okay, so no idea for that. Okay, no issues, guys. So now we will see what are the active techniques for revision. So guys, let us see the next thing. Next thing is the active technique. So the very first active technique is the question notes. The very first active technique is the question notes. Notes, everybody know. Whenever you are attending the class, my dear, you are making the notes, and you are generally, whenever you are making the notes, you are attending some coaching classes. From the classes, you are making the notes. Second type of things, when you are going for self-study, you are making your own notes with the help of the textbooks and other resources. So whatever the notes you are going to make, the very first revision technique in active technique is question notes. What do you mean by question notes? If you study any topic, let us say one topic is there, you study this. After studying that topic, you must make the questions that, let us say you are talking about some topic like vibration. You would be asking the questions like, what is vibration? Why vibrations are there? How vibrations are coming into the system? Are vibration good or bad for the system? If they are bad, how we shall eliminate? So such kind of question must be coming in your mind. And if you are going to have this page, let us say, my dear, you have a page. Let us say, my dear, you have a page. So if you have a page, my dear, you can make this page into 2 parts. And on one side, you can write the questions coming into your mind. And my dear, after completing the topic, revising the topic, you shall write the answer to each question. And if you find out all the questions answer, my dear, I can tell you, if you are using this active technique, you will never forget, because you are going to make the questions first. You are thinking as per the examiner point of view, and then you are answering after going through the notes. So you will be also knowing that whether those notes are giving answer to all of your questions or not. And in this way, if you are going for any topic, you will be able to retain this in your mind for longer duration. You can definitely check it, my dear. Please tell me, have anybody tried this kind of technique before? So this is coming under the active technique, because my dear, here you are giving some inputs from your side. So that is why they comes under active techniques. When we are giving some inputs for something, it is said to be active. When we are just not doing anything and we are making money or anything is done without our active efforts, it is said to be passive. Like you say, whenever you invest some money into stocks, when the market goes up, your money also goes up. That is passive income, because you are not doing anything for that. Okay, so active means when you are doing some work for that. Yes, so my dear, this is the first thing. So I feel you would be liking this kind of technique. This is the first active technique, that is question notes. So you can try this, and definitely you can tell me the results of that in the comment section. When you go for that, you will definitely be enjoying this, because with that you will be getting some extra points which you will not be having in your notes. For that you will be searching on internet, you will be searching from the books, and that is definitely going to help you in qualifying the interviews as well. So my dear, this was the very first active technique. Let us see, my dear, the second active technique. My dear, second active technique is discussion. My dear, when we are talking about discussion, as previous to COVID period, my dear, generally we were living in a different kind of world. We were meeting with our friends. Even we were preparing for our college exams together, because things were different. After COVID, as many things are going work from home kind of thing, you are taking classes from your home, you are giving exam online. So these kind of things are mixed up somewhere. But my dear, this is going to be the second active technique. What happened is, when we are a group of friends, let us say 4 students are there who have already prepared, or they are attending the classes somewhere. And particularly when we study some topic, we have some doubts in between. So my dear, if you have the doubts and you are discussing with your friends, let us say you would be having some doubt in some topic, your friends would be having doubt in some other topic. So when we are going to discuss the things, we also get to know some extra points which maybe you would not be knowing, because whenever you attend the class, every time all the students are not getting equal things, because sometimes our attentions are good, sometimes we are not much attentive in the class. So some points gets missed up, and those points we can take it again if we are going to take the help of this kind of discussion. But mind it, this discussion should be related to studies only, and you must go for such kind of discussion with those serious friends who are definitely serious for their preparation. It should not be kind of a discussion where we are talking about here and there other people's and whatever the things going on nearby, what is going in college class. No, that kind of discussion is not there. So my dear, we are talking about this type of group discussion where some students who are serious, they can discuss each other's points of view and some topics where they are finding difficulty, and in that way you can help each other. And also my dear, this is the way to retain the thing for the longer time, because whenever we are talking with someone these kind of things, we can remember for more time rather than we are just reading the things. This is also scientifically proved that when you are going to go for audio visuals more, they are going to be remembered for the more time. When you are reading the things, it is going to be retained for the lesser time. Yes, Shashank, hi dear. Anjali sir, start and talk. Yes dear. Actually Anjali, for that, whenever you are going to have this kind of problem that consistency you are not able to make, for that my dear, you need to take care that what are the reasons for that. If the reasons are external, like you have some college issue, some project issue, those kind of problems, if they are coming, then my dear, different solution you shall try. If you are facing the problems with inside ki man nahi karta, then whatever the active techniques I am telling you, try one of them, and one by one you will be getting interest in your studies. So my dear, now these two discussions are over about first 2 types of the revision techniques which are in active category. Let us see the third active technique. And my dear, for that I am having an interesting quote which I always use in my classes also. That Sir Albert Einstein said that if you cannot explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. If you cannot explain something simply, it means you are not very good at that. It means you have not understood that properly. So my dear, the best way to retain the things for the more time is nothing but to teach some other one. And this time I am talking about teaching the persons who want to study and they don't have any idea, like your friends are there who are unable to prepare due to some circumstances, or they want to study but they are not capable of affording the coachings and all. And if there are some people who want to study but they don't have resources properly, or if no one is there, just take your pet, teach him. And my dear, if still a pet is also not there, you can try this to the empty room or air also, because when you are going to teach someone, you are going to retain the things for the longer time. This is also a scientific study says. So third active technique is teach someone. So my dear, when you are going to do that, first thing you will be able to know that whether you are good at that topic or not. Because if you are capable of teaching that topic to the peoples, to the students, to the persons, and they are getting it very easily, simply, it means you are very much clear about that topic. And if you are unable to explain that topic to them, definitely you need more hard work on that topic, and this will give you an idea that you shall go for this topic because you are weak in that topic. So my dear, that is one more extra thing you can say. This is the third active technique, that is teach someone, and definitely my dear, that is going to help. And this is also related to one technique named as Feynman technique. What is Feynman technique actually? First of all, he says choose a concept, teach a toddler, identify the gaps, review plus simplify. As whatever I told you, when you will be teaching any concept to someone. Okay, Rakesh sir is also there with us, mathematics king. So thanks sir for coming in this session. Yes. So my dear, if you see this, the Feynman technique is choose a concept first of all, then teach a toddler, then identify the gaps, review plus simplify. This is totally related to the quote we have seen in the previous slide. Yes or no? That if you are not going to make it simple, it means there are some gaps you need to fill into that. So my dear, this is the most favorite technique, and I also use this technique during my preparations. I used to teach my friends during examinations also, because when universities exams are there, majority of the subjects are very much similar. Like you are studying vibration, it will be coming in 6th semester. Likewise for other branches. So my dear, there are common subjects for GATE and university exam. So even if you are in college, you can definitely take the benefit of this third active technique. And my dear, if you are using this wonderful technique, you are learning the concept in the class, you are going to teach someone, some of your friend, and after teaching, my dear, definitely you will be getting retention for the longer time, and you will also be knowing the gaps where you need to work. Okay, and in that way you will be helping others also. So yes, Chandra Buleshu, okay, fine. So I feel these all highs are for Rakesh sir. Okay, let us move further, guys. So dear, these are the active techniques we have discussed. Now I am talking about the passive technique. My dear, when we are talking about the passive technique, okay, Teju is saying something. When I teach to someone, I also find some new things. Definitely, Teju. That's why teaching is going to be a wonderful thing which can definitely help you in filling the gaps, because you will get some new questions from that side also. And in that way, you are going to improve your knowledge also. So my dear, now we are talking about the passive technique. This is something which everybody is aware of. You are doing that kind of thing. What you are doing, you are making your class notes. You are going to revise them. And when you are going to revise them, you try to make the short notes. And my dear, when you are going to make the short notes, they are going to help you in multiple revisions. Yes or no? So guys, this is going to help you in multiple revisions. And this is passive technique. Previous three we have seen are the active techniques. So that's why I said in the starting of the session that till now you are more working with the passive techniques. So if you will be including the active techniques in your preparation, it is definitely going to help you. You can adopt one by one for different timings, different techniques you can opt for, like during exam time, university exam time, it will be easy to adopt the third one you will be teaching to your friends. And otherwise go for the group discussion with the students which are your classmates. Okay, so in this way you can use these techniques, guys. So guys, I will not be taking this session to be very long, only 5-7 minutes more. So my dear, when we are talking about this, when you are going to go for the notes, whether it is notes, short notes, highlights, So generally some students have a habit to make the class notes and they are just referring them again and again. Some are going for a number of writings and they are making the short notes which are going to help them. Some are directly writing or highlighting in the books only. So all the ways are fine. Whatever you are doing till now, you can go with that only. In that, I will not be specifying that you shall go for this only. But yes, if you add some of my suggestions in your revision, not exactly mine, they are based on the studies. If you add them, definitely you can make them more and more effective. So my dear, if you see this, what are those things? First of all, when you are going for the rule of 80-20, what is this rule of 80-20? My dear, this rule is applicable in your life also, in any exam also. So my dear, when you are going to prepare any exam, there are some 20% topics. There are some 20% topics from which in exam you are getting 80% marks or 80% weightage. And rest 80% of syllabus is coming for only 20%. So whenever you are going for your notes, short notes, highlights, always try to find out, identify those 20% topic out of which we are getting 80% of your exam, and give more and more emphasis on those 20% topic, because that is going to help you. That is going to help you in attaining good marks. Because those 20% which are going to be there for 80%, my dear, that is something on which you need more and more work. Because if you are missing even 1%, it would be harming your 4 to 5%. If in this 80%, even if you are leaving 4%, it will be harming only 1%. So that is why those 20% topics should be such that whatever be the question come from this, you shall not be missing that. This is the first important thing I would like to add, that if you are going to make notes, short notes and highlights, do write about these topics or star mark those topics. So whenever you are going for revision, the number of revision for this 20% topic should be 4 times more than the normal topics. Okay, that's why I said this 80-20 rules. So my dear, this is how you need to work. Okay, so we are moving to the next. Next, my dear, is Parkinson's rule, which is a very, very important and interesting rule. This is also very much useful in industries also, my dear. Whenever, okay, how to find this 20%? Dear, from the previous year's question, Teju. From the previous year's question. Okay, yes. So my dear, now we are talking about the Parkinson's rule, which is very, very important and everybody would not be aware of that. This is useful in industries also. When we are talking about Parkinson's rule, what it says? Work expands to fill the time available for completion. It means whenever you are going to study something, you must decide the time limits for that. Like if you are going for a particular topic, let us say you are going for a topic, let us say matrix. In mathematics, it is common for all. So you must define the timeline for this topic, that I am going to study this for next 2 days. Because if you will not be defining the timeline, then as this law says, work expands to fill the time available for its completion. If we find we have more time, we would be reducing the effort because we feel there is a lot of time left. Like if your college says you that you need to submit a lab manual or a assignment on 20th June. So my dear, you know, when you become serious about that, you become serious about that just 2 to 3 days before. That is the importance of bounding yourself in the time limits. So my dear, this Parkinson's rule says that if you would be putting some time limits to your work, you will be able to complete it fastly. Like if you see, initially the work was going like that, effort was more. Then we found that we have more time limits. We reduce the effort. Okay, that you can see. So this curve want to say that try to limit yourself within some time limits. This is going to help you a lot. Is it clear? Yes, definitely, Abhijit. That's why I said whatever this session is, this is not right. Whatever I am coming and I am saying whatever comes to my mind. It is not that kind of session. In this session, I am showing you the things which are based on some studies and they are used in industries as well. So why not we can use it in our life, in our preparation journey. If we use it, these are the rules. based on psychology of human being, and we all are human being. So for that, it is going to be helpful. So my dear, next, if you see the conclusions. So whatever we have discussed, first of all, I told you about what is the need for revision. That was the forgetting curve. Then I told you the answer to forgetting curve, the frequencies of revision. First revision same day, second revision within 3 days, third revision within 7 days, fourth revision within 1 month, fifth revision within 6 months. Okay, so Anjali, actually whatever the things you are asking, these kind of things are not related to this session actually. Related to that, we will plan a separate session. Here I am just telling you about the revision technique. Okay, so you are asking, it is possible to get 100 rank in 8 months. I think topper are... Dear, I would like to tell you, whatever you know about the toppers, I would be saying you something different than that. If you see this year, we had AIR 4, Siddharth Wadhwa, who was job doing person. We had Parvinder Singh, who was a dropper. From 2012 to 2014, continuous topper was from the final year of Jadavpur University. So if you see the old data, previous year data, you will find many times topper were final year students. Sometimes they were droppers, sometimes they were masters, MTech doing students, sometimes they were job doing student. Like last year, Munish, he was a student who was doing job. So it is not like that the preparation of GATE and ESC required 6 to 8 months of serious preparation. If you are seriously preparing, 6 to 8 months are enough for that. Don't talk about the people who are preparing for 2 to 3 years, because as I said, you can extend the limits by your own. If you're not targeting that I need to qualify, I need to take good rank in GATE 23, you are thinking that, okay, if not 23, we will go for 24. This will allow you to postpone your things, and because of that, you will be getting extra year. So the people who are taking extra years, the reasons are their own determination. They were not determined about their targets. That was the problem. Otherwise, 6 to 8 months serious preparations are enough for single double digit ranks. Is it clear, Neha? So let us move further, guys, for the conclusion. So we have seen some active and passive techniques also. So first thing is define timeline for revision, and this timeline is related to based upon the Parkinson's rule, which we have just discussed. Okay. Then my dear, second thing is use both active and passive techniques, because sometimes, like during the COVID periods, we may not be having the people around us for the group discussion to teach them. Okay, so we may not be able to do that, but question notes thing you can always do. So my dear, I would like to tell you, if you see when Newton have given the law of gravity, when apple falls, he have seen that. Previous to that also many apples fallen, but Newton have not seen about the apple in that way. And my dear, you would be amazed to know that there was a time when a plague was there in the city where Newton was studying. So for in between 1 year, he went to his home. And when he went to his home, then he was alone there. And majority of the things, whatever he have given, that 1 year was responsible for that. That law of gravity at that time he have given. So he made his loneliness useful. So my dear, if you are alone, don't feel that it is a bad thing to, it is going to be a good thing if you're going to use it properly. Okay, so this was an example just to make you motivated. So my dear, try to go for 4 to 5 revisions before exam. So these are the conclusions of this session. So after that, my dear, if you want to ask any question, you can ask me. As I said, this session is very small because we wanted to discuss only the scientific studies and to help you in your preparation journey. With the help of you, definitely, dear, you have to go with active as well as passive, both the preparations and revision techniques. Yes, guys, any question if you want to ask, do ask me. Then we are closing the session. I already told you this is 30-minute session. Okay, and please tell me how you find this session useful or not. You learned some new things or not. Yes, any question, guys? Yes. Okay. Then you can just join my Telegram channel, that is Mechanical by Dheeraj Sardana. And in this Telegram channel, what are the advantages you will get? My dear, you will be getting the PDFs and handwritten notes of different subjects. On YouTube, whatever the sessions are going on, those questions PDF you will get along with the solutions. You will be getting all the kind of notifications for different exams. You will also be getting, my dear, other useful information which is going to help in your exams, concept capsules, links which are going to help you in interviews. So all the things you will be getting if you are joining this Telegram channel. And you can also take doubts in your technical subjects if you want. So do join this Telegram channel. Yes, thanks guys. Sir, toppers never tell us about these techniques. Thanks, dear. So why they will be telling you, dear? Yes. Madhuvamshi, on YouTube, after theory of machines, HMT is already completed. I feel so. Now I will be coming with engineering mechanics, where I will teach you trusses. Okay. After trusses, we will see friction. To improve solving times or problems. Okay, Surya. If you want to have discussion related to that, we will be having one more session related to that. Till then, if you will be practicing more, that issue would be resolved. But how to save your time in solving the problems related to that also, we will be coming with one session. But I feel this was related to revision, and I feel you get something new, some new skills which are required. Yes. Sir, which subjects you are taking in? Dear, in paid batches, I am taking strength of material, theory of machines, production, machine design. Okay, these are the subject I am taking. And in previous batches, I have taken machine design, industrial engineering also. So generally, I take design and production part completely. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. So shall we leave here? Thanks. So guys, we will be meeting soon, and this Sunday, we are going to have a marathon on theory of machines. We will be having problems from first to last chapter, and you will be getting the problems which are different than the previous year's questions. So they are new questions, so you are going to learn some new things also. So goodbye guys for this session. Thanks for joining. So we have discussed about the various revision techniques. First, I taught you about forgetting curve, then the answer to the forgetting curve. After that, we have seen active techniques, then we have seen passive techniques, then we have seen the conclusions and Parkinson's rule and 80-20 rule. So guys, just watch the session again. Those students who joined late, it will really help you, and just share it with your friends also. And if you find session is helpful, do like and share it and subscribe the channel. So goodbye guys for today.